We bring dogs into our homes and immediately start imposing our rules on them. We tell them to sit, to stay, to not jump on the furniture, and to never chew on our shoes. We automatically assume that because we are the human beings providing the food and the shelter, we are the only ones dictating the terms of the relationship. But behavioral neuroscience and evolutionary biology reveal a completely different, almost unbelievable reality. Your dog actually possesses a complex, ancient system of social rules that they silently expect you to follow. These unspoken rules are deeply rooted in their DNA, inherited from their wild wolf ancestors, and specifically designed to maintain absolute peace, trust, and survival within the pack unit. Every single day, your dog is quietly watching you, analyzing your responses, and waiting to see if you understand their hidden code of conduct. When you unknowingly break these rules, you quietly damage their trust and push them away. But when you finally learn to follow them, you unlock a level of profound psychological connection that most owners will never experience. Today on Bonded Tales, we are going to completely decode the unspoken rules your dog desperately expects you to follow. Rule number 1 is the absolute respect for the biological stop signal. Have you ever been frustrated with your dog, perhaps raising your voice or leaning aggressively over them, only to see them suddenly look away and let out a massive, exaggerated yawn? Most human beings interpret this through a strictly human lens, assuming the dog is simply bored, tired, or blatantly disrespecting their authority while being disciplined. But in the intricate world of canine communication, this is a critical rule being actively invoked. Animal behaviorist Turid Rugas, who spent decades meticulously studying canine body language, identified yawning as one of the primary calming signals. Your dog is using a highly evolved, non-violent communication tool to clearly state that they are feeling incredibly overwhelmed, neurologically unsafe, and desperate for the current intense interaction to stop. The unspoken rule here is immediate de-escalation. Your dog expects you, as their trusted pack leader, to recognize this white flag of surrender and immediately lower your energy. If you ignore this yawn and continue to pressure them, you are violating their most basic boundary and teaching them that their polite requests for psychological space are entirely meaningless. Rule number 2 governs the sacred and delicate ritual of the reunion. Imagine coming home from a long, exhausting day at work to find your favorite shoes or a sofa cushion completely destroyed. Your immediate human instinct is to get angry, raise your voice, and punish the dog for the terrible mess they made. But the Royal Veterinary College ran a massive longitudinal study called Generation Pup, tracking hundreds of dogs to understand the root causes of severe anxiety. And they uncovered a devastating truth. Dogs whose owners came home to find damage and responded with visible upset were 6 times more likely to develop severe separation-related behaviors. The unspoken rule of the canine brain is that arrivals must always, without exception, represent safety. Your dog simply cannot connect your current frustration at 5 o'clock in the evening to the shoe they destroyed in a moment of sheer panic 4 hours earlier. When you break this rule and bring anger into the reunion, you turn the exact moment they have been desperately waiting for into a terrifying event they have to brace for. They expect you to understand that their destructive behavior was a physiological panic response to your absence, not an act of spite, and they need you to be their calm anchor when you return. Rule number 3 is the proper acceptance of the referential gift. Has your dog ever trotted up to you with a toy or an old sock in their mouth, standing perfectly still with bright eyes and a slowly moving tail, just presenting it to you? The automatic human response is to quickly snatch the toy and throw it across the room, assuming the dog is simply demanding a game of fetch. But researchers at Eötvös Loránd University discovered that this behavior is something much more profound, called referential gifting. In the complex canine social code, when they bring you an object of high personal value, especially after a period of separation or during a moment of high emotion, they are offering you a genuine, heartfelt gift. The unspoken rule is that you must respectfully accept the emotional offering. By immediately throwing it away, you are accidentally rejecting their vulnerable attempt to share their world with you. They silently expect you to take the object, hold it gently for a moment, make eye contact, and acknowledge the profound love and relief behind the gesture before you ever initiate a fast-paced game. Rule number 4 is the mandatory obligation of shared physical weight. You are standing in the kitchen preparing dinner, or talking to someone at the front door, and your dog slowly walks up and presses their entire body weight firmly against your leg. Most owners absent-mindedly reach down, give a quick pat on the head, and step away to continue what they were doing. But Dr. Stanley Coren, one of the world's leading canine psychologists, documented that this specific body leaning is a profound trust behavior. It is the canine emotional equivalent of reaching out to securely hold someone's hand. Your dog is not being clingy, annoying, or demanding immediate entertainment. They are anchoring their physical body to yours because you are their safe place, their chosen person, and their ultimate security in a chaotic world. The unspoken rule here is reciprocity. When a member of your pack leans on you for emotional grounding, you do not simply step away. You are expected to pause, let them feel your solid presence, and perhaps lean back slightly to confirm the connection. It is a silent, mutual conversation of physical support that they initiated, and stepping away abruptly breaks that fragile, beautiful connection. Rule number 5 is the complete acceptance of the protective shadow. If your dog follows you from the living room to the kitchen and then waits outside the bathroom door for you, you might feel smothered and assume they have an unhealthy attachment. But animal behaviorists call this proximity seeking, and in a healthy dog, it is the ultimate sign of a strong, secure attachment. Dogs are deeply social pack animals, and in their ancient genetic code, distance literally equals danger. By keeping you within their sight at all times, they are fulfilling their biological duty to keep the family unit intact and safe from unseen threats. The unspoken rule is that you must never punish them or push them away for wanting to exist in your orbit. They expect you to understand that they are not trying to annoy you. They simply believe that wherever you are is the only place in the entire world that truly matters, and they are honoring their instinct to protect you. And finally, rule number 6 is completing the biological loop of light. When your dog sits quietly across the room and locks eyes with you, they are not staring blankly into space or trying to assert dominance. Researchers at Azabu University in Japan discovered that this prolonged eye contact triggers a massive, simultaneous surge of oxytocin in both the dog and the human. It is the exact same bonding hormone released between a mother and her newborn child. The unspoken rule of this intimate interaction is participation. Your dog initiates this gaze to chemically bond with you in real time. They expect you to hold their gaze softly, allowing the neurochemical loop to complete itself. It is a silent, biological symphony of love that co-evolved exclusively between our two species over 15,000 years of living side by side. By understanding and honoring these unspoken rules, you transcend the traditional role of a pet owner. You become a true partner, speaking their ancient language and providing the deep psychological safety they crave. If this video helped you understand the hidden expectations of your dog, please subscribe to Bonded Tales and tell us in the comments below, what is the one strange rule your dog absolutely insists you follow every single day?